Hello students, welcome to All Scholar classes. So today I will be taking up the fourth part of the chapter Is Matter Around Us Pure? This is the second chapter of class 9 science of CBSE board. Okay, so we have read much in our last three videos you have seen that how I have explained everything, how separation method has been also explained in my last video, that there are many types of separating techniques. Today again we are going to take some of these methods, like there are gases, how different gases from the air can be obtained, or you can say can be separated. So we all know that this is our earth, and the earth is full of air. So this air is a mixture of many things. Okay, so it has a mixture of gases. There are many gases. It's not like in air there is only one or two gases, but it's a mixture of gases. Okay, so if we talk about the gases which are present in this air, there are many, but we will be focusing on the main gases that constitute the major percentage. Okay, so different gases are there. If we will see, the most abundant gas is the nitrogen gas. Okay, nitrogen is around 78. Okay, 78.084%. So it covers, if you see in whole number also, 78% means it covers the maximum of the air. सबसे ज़्यादा एयर में कौन प्रेजेंट है? नाइट्रोजन. Then comes oxygen. Okay, if we talk about oxygen, oxygen is around 20%. Okay, 20.964%. So after nitrogen, the maximum percentage is of oxygen. Okay, then comes argon. Okay, argon constitute almost 0.9%, you can say. Okay, so you can see that 78, 98 almost is being finished, and some argon has taken. So the very little that is left in the percentage of air, that constitutes different gases, in which it includes carbon dioxide also. Okay, carbon dioxide is there, neon is there. Okay, we all know that CO2 and oxygen, there is a process of intake and outtake, but this oxygen constitutes the maximum, okay, after the nitrogen. Then you can say carbon dioxide, neon, helium is there, okay, methane gas is there. Okay, like this there are so many krypton and all, but these constitutes very little. So the major constitution is of these three gases, that is nitrogen, oxygen and argon. So in this method, to obtain different gases from air, we shall be doing, and we shall be obtaining the main these gases, that is nitrogen, oxygen and argon. Okay, so air is a homogeneous mixture and can be separated in its component by a method that is a fractional distillation. Yesterday, or you can say in my previous video, I have taught about separating techniques, in which I have told you about fractional distillation, that a fractionating column is being attached. It's like a normal distillation only, but the difference is that a fractionating column has been attached. So for this method also we will be using the fractional distillation method, and we shall be seeing the different airs, how that these compressed and cool air are allowed to slow down and gets warm up, and then it is collected in a fraction accelerating column. Okay, so we shall study in detail about it. So this is a flow chart to see how we obtain different gases from air. So you can see in the top of the flow chart that this is the air that is present in our atmosphere. Okay, so this air is being compressed and cooled. How this process is being done? This compressing and cooling of an air is by increasing the pressure and decreasing the temperature. Okay, we can cool and compress the air when we increase its pressure and we decrease its temperature. Okay, then this air gets converted into a liquid air. The air now which we are having is in the form of a liquid state. This air was in a gaseous state. We know that air present in our atmosphere is in gaseous state. That has been converted into the liquid state. Okay, now this liquidified air, you can say, or the air that is present in liquid state is now allowed to warm up slowly in a fractional distillation column. Okay, then this liquidified air is done with a process of fractional distillation where it is warm up slowly. Okay, and at this point the gases get separated at different heights, or you can say different level. Okay, so here you can see that the boiling point of oxygen is minus 183. Okay, the argon is minus 186 degrees C and nitrogen is minus 196 degrees C. This means that oxygen has the highest boiling point and nitrogen has the lowest boiling point. And this is the air by volume, as I have already told you that this is the percentage, you can say, of the presence of these gases in air. So for oxygen it is 20.9, argon is 0.9 and nitrogen is the maximum, that is 78.1%. Okay, so this method we shall be studying in detail, as this is very important to know how these gases are obtained from air and how do we separate them separately in individual gases. Okay, so if we want oxygen gas from air, we have to separate out all other gases present in the air. Okay, so now I would like to tell you one thing, that you must have seen in hospitals that if somebody is very ill, he is given with a cylinder. That cylinder you must have seen. If you remember, in hospital some kind of cylinders are attached to a sick person. What exactly is that? If we talk about it, it's what? It's a cylinder that is filled of which gas? This oxygen gas only. It is filled of that oxygen gas. Okay, so we need to separate this oxygen gas from the other gases, since it is very essential and we need it at different levels and different for different things. Okay, so if we want oxygen gas from air, we have to separate out the other gases that are present. As I have already told you that nitrogen, oxygen, argon, neon, helium, methane and so many gases are present in air. So we need to separate other gases and we need to extract oxygen from that. Okay, so the air is compressed by increasing the pressure and then cooled by decreasing the temperature to get liquid air. As I have already told you that the air is being compressed and this compression is done by increasing the pressure and then it is cooled by decreasing the temperature to get this liquid gas. Okay, so this liquid air, or you can say this liquidified air, or the air that is in a liquid state, is now allowed to warm up slowly in a fractional distillation column where gases get separated at different heights depending upon their boiling point. So this factor, that is the boiling point, is very important when you will go through the the process, when I will teach you, you will get to know. As I have already told you, I have shown you the boiling points of these gases. They vary. So the boiling point, whose boiling point will be less, as we have seen. Nitrogen is having the least boiling point. So it is going to boil first. Then comes the argon and then comes oxygen, because oxygen is having the highest boiling point. आप किसी भी चीज की boiling point अगर कम है तो आप क्या करोगे कि जो सबसे कम है वो सबसे पहले boil होगा. ओके? So students, let's see now the separation of components of air. First I will be telling you the main parts. That is, here you can see there is a filter attached. Okay, then there is a compressor, then this is a freezing unit, here is a separator, here is an expansion jet, and here the fractional distillation column is there, where fractional distillation takes place, and this is the place where the oxygen is being collected. Okay, so this was the main parts of the experiment, and now we will study about how the process takes place. So as you can see that these air, here just see on, the air is going to come here and it will be being filtered here, because a filter is being attached here. We all know that the air that is present in the atmosphere, it consists of many mixtures, many impurities are there, moisture is also there. So all those things gets filtered here itself only in this filter. Okay, so moisture is being absorbed, the impurities is being removed here. So after being filtered, this air that is going in is the filtered air. Here you can see air in, that is a filtered air. So filtered air is passed through compressor. This is being a compressor, you can see. Okay, so the filtered air is being passed through a compressor, and here air pressure is being increased. Okay, now what here in the compressor, what is being done? The air pressure is being increased. Okay, the pressure of the air that has came from here, this filtered air, that pressure has been increased. Okay, so this will be shutting down like this, and the air is going to be increased, and now it has been compressed at very high pressure. Okay, around you can say 200 atmosphere. High pressure is there, that can be around 200 atmosphere. So what happens if we increase the pressure, the temperature is also going to increase. Okay, so यहाँ पे हम लोग pressure को बढ़ा रहे हैं, around 200 atmosphere pressure कर रहे हैं. तो जब pressure को बढ़ाएंगे तो temperature is automatically going to increase. Okay, so if temperature is also going to increase, so what happens? We all know that here we have got compressed air. अब जो air यहाँ से निकलेगी वो compressed तो है ही, we have already done the compression, but it is going, as the temperature is also increased, it will be also temperature बढ़ने के कारण air जो है hot हो जाएगी. तो अब इस compressor से जो air निकलेगी, that is going to be compressed as well as hot air. Okay, the air will be compressed as well as hot, sorry, and this is going to pass through this pipe. Okay, this air that is going to come here, you can see this arrow here. So that is going to be compressed as well as hot air. Okay, so now what we are going to do is that this cold water is made to go in from this side. Okay, freezing cold water is being to go in, and from here this hot air is coming. Now what happens? This hot air is going to mix with this cold water. This freezing cold water and this hot air, both are going to mix up. So when they are going to mix up, it starts losing losing its heat. So when this hot and compressed air gets mixed with this cold water in, it starts losing its heat. अब वो अपनी heat को remove करने लगेगी. Its heating is going to be removed. The heat air is being cooled. Okay. Now it's going to be cooled at around -200 centigrade. Okay. So this hot water is now out. Okay. When this cold water comes in contact with this hot air, this hot water is now going to be out, and this hot air being in contact with this cold water, it loses its heat, and now this cold air is going to be passed from this pipe. So remember one thing, that air has been now cold, it's not hot anymore, but it is still compressed. As we have seen that in this freezing unit, we have put the compressed air. So still the air is compressed, but it is cold. So we can say that now the cold compressed air is going to pass, and it is going to be given in the separator. Okay, so the next part is the separator. So the cool and compressed air pass through the separator, where this cold and compressed air gets expanded. Now what happens, ये जो आप देख रहे हो ये पाइप है, it is very thin. तो ये पतली सी पाइप में जब ये सेपरेटर में ऐसे आएगी एयर, तो it is going to be expanded. You can see it is expanding because the separator volume is more. So this air that is coming from here, this compressed air, that is going to be expanded here in separator. Separator में compressed cold air expand हो जाएगी, ऐसे फैल जाएगी, क्योंकि ये thin pipe से आके यहाँ separator में ये expand हो रही है. Okay, so now what happens when this is going to expand? Now the temperature is again going to fall down. अब temperature का और fall down होगा. Okay, so there is a drastically, this air becomes drastically more cold. जब यहाँ पे expand होगी तो air का temperature और fall down होगा, तो ये air जो यहाँ पे आई separator में वो और भी chilled हो जाएगी, और भी cold हो जाएगी. Okay, so it is going to be cold. Now what happens कि this CO2 gas, that carbon dioxide gas is solidified now. अब गैस इतनी ठंडी हो गई कि जो CO2 गैस है वो solidified हो जाएगा, solid बन जाएगा, जम जाएगा. Okay, it is going to change its state from gaseous state. It is going to be in a solid state. Okay, so this solidified carbon dioxide is separated out as a dry ice. This gets to be separated out as a dry ice. Okay, so now what happens ki in the separator, now some carbon dioxide air has been separated out as a dry ice, but here still the air is being there. So that air that is free from carbon dioxide, we have already extracted carbon dioxide here. Now the air that is present in this separator is free from carbon dioxide. Okay, ये पॉइंट आपको समझ में आ रहा है कि अब हमने कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड को एयर में से सेपरेट कर लिया. अब यहाँ पे जो एयर बची वो कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड फ्री होगी, उसमें कोई कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड नहीं होगा. ये फर्स्ट स्टेज हुआ. यहाँ पे किसका सेपरेशन हुआ, हम डिफरेंट कंपोनेंट्स ऑफ एयर को सेपरेट कर रहे हैं, और यहाँ पे हमने कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड को सेपरेट कर लिया क्योंकि वो फ्रीज हो गई, ड्राई आइस बन गई. ठीक है, तो दिस air now left, that is carbon free, is now going to be in this expansion jet. This is a expansion jet. Okay, और now जब ये expansion jet में आएगी तो फिर ये पतले से पाइप में से air आएगी. So again it is going to be expanded. The air is going to be expanded here again. Okay, so now what happens कि when the air is going to expand again more temperature is going to be falling down. फिर से temperature fall down होगा जब air expand होगी, तो now this air is going to be more cool. अब air और cool हो जाएगी. this side, means this is being passed this side. Okay, so these gases are going to be in gaseous state from liquid. Okay, so here these air was in liquid state. Now here in this fractional column they are again going to be in gaseous state. Okay, so when they are in gaseous state, now what happens? We all know that as I have already told you, that the temperature, the boiling point of nitrogen is the least, that is -196. Okay, so nitrogen के boiling point -196 degree centigrade है, so it is going to boil first, or you can say it is going to burn first, since it is having the lowest boiling point. Okay, so nitrogen is going to burn first and it can be collected from here. You can see this arrow, it is going to be collected here. Then comes the turn of the argon, it is having the boiling point -186 degrees C. So next the argon will be collected from here. Okay, the one which is having the lowest boiling point is going to boil first. Okay, then comes the oxygen. Since oxygen is having a high boiling point, that is -183 degrees C, so oxygen has a higher boiling point, so it is left behind here and it is collected here. So this liquid oxygen, you can say, is being collected here. Okay, I hope this will be very clear to you. The main things that you need to remember is that you need to remember that when this air is going to expand, their temperature is going to fall down, और जब temperature fall down होगा तो air और cool होती जाएगी. Okay, that's why यहाँ पे जो air थी वो gaseous state में थी और different जगहों पे उसने कहीं पे ये solid form में हो गई और कहीं पे ये जो है कि gaseous form में या liquid form में हो गई. तो it is going to change its state. Okay. So like this you can see that how different gases are being collected. This carbon dioxide is collected here, and here the nitrogen and argon are collected, and this liquid oxygen is now collected here. So this liquid oxygen is very useful. This is the only oxygen, as I have told you, that in the hospitals when somebody is very sick, he needs a cylinder that is full of oxygen. So this is the oxygen that is being collected like this process and it is being used there. Okay, so this was the whole flow of how these gases, the components of different gases from the air is being separated, how they changes their different forms, that somewhere when they expand they are just cooled down, when they expand they just get cooled down. They are liquid, they can be in the solid form or they can be in liquid form, these gases. Okay, so they are changing their states also. Now we will see how impure copper sulfate can be obtained from an impure sample. Okay, pure copper sulfate from an impure sample. So for this we are going to do an experiment. In this experiment we are going to take approximately 5 gram of impure sample of copper sulfate in a china dish. Okay, so impure sample of copper sulfate is taken in a china dish. Now we will dissolve it in maximum amount of water. In minimum amount of water means कि try to dissolve this copper sulfate as less as water to be used. Okay, now filter the impurities out. Now using a filter paper, just filter out the impurities. So evaporate water from the copper sulfate solution so as to get a saturated solution. Okay, so when we heat this water solution of this copper sulfate solution, what happens? This water is going to evaporate it and a saturated solution will be collected. Okay, so now we need to cover the solution with a filter paper and leave it undisturbed at room temperature to cool down slowly for a day. Okay, so now this setup should be left for 1 day, and Okay, so we need to cover it with filter paper and leave it undisturbed. So we will obtain a crystal of copper sulfate in the china disc. Next day what we are going to see, we will see that a crystal of copper sulfate is there in a china disc. So this process is called crystallization. Why is it called crystallization? Because this is a process in which we make crystal. यहाँ पे हमने किसका क्रिस्टल बनाया? यहाँ पे हमने कॉपर सल्फेट का क्रिस्टल बनाया, सॉलिड फॉर्म में क्रिस्टल्स बना रहे हैं हम लोग, which state? Solid state. Okay. So the crystallization method is used to purify solids. Crystallization method why we use just to purify solids. Okay, we make crystals. So for example, the salt we get from sea water has many impurities in it. Okay, what happens कि we collect salt from sea water, we all know that sea water जो होता है वो बहुत salty होता है, तो वहाँ से salt का extraction किया जाता है, sea water से salt को बनाया जाता है. So what is going to happen कि crystallization is a process that separates a pure solid in the form of its crystal from a solution. यही same चीज salt के भी साथ होती है. जब when we get salt from the sea water, we just remove the impurities by the process of crystallization. Okay, so we can say that crystallization is a process that separates a pure solid in the form of its crystal from a solution. ये क्या करता है? Pure solid से crystal बनाता है solution के form में. Okay, so we can say that crystallization is better than simple evaporation technique. अब अगर हम बात करें crystallization की, तो crystallization technique जो है कि better है evaporation से. In my last lecture I have told you about evaporation technique. You must have seen that how the water evaporates and the solution in this solution, the solute is being left. Similarly, यहाँ पे हम एक comparison करेंगे कि why we can say that crystallization process is better as compared to evaporation. Okay, so let's see what are the benefits of this crystallization process. This crystallization and crystallization, some solids decompose or some like sugar may get charged on heating to dryness. क्या होता है crystallization में? कुछ solids तो decompose हो जाते हैं, लेकिन कुछ solids जैसे कि sugar है, आप कभी शुगर को जला के देखिएगा कि how it is going to happen. वो थोड़ी सी चार्जी हो जाएगी, वो ब्राउन सा एक तार जैसा फॉर्म हो जाता है. So on heating to dryness. Okay, the second benefit is that some impurities may remain dissolved in the solution even after filtration. क्या होता है कि आप जब फिल्टर भी कर लो, फिल्टर पेपर यूज करके, when you are going to filter the solution also, then also some impurities remains in it. Okay, कुछ impurities तब भी रह जाती हैं. So on evaporation these contaminate the solids. अब evaporation का method अगर आप follow करते हो instead of crystallization, so what happens कि solids में कुछ contaminated solids वो होते हैं, means कुछ contamination, कुछ impurities रह जाती हैं. बल्कि crystallization में as compared to crystallization, solid is very pure, it's very clean, no impurities you can say remains, or you can say that कि some contamination remains there. Okay, so let's see some of the applications of crystallization. If we talk about the application of crystallization, the first very well it is used, very commonly it is used for the purification of salt that we get from sea water. Sea water में salt होते हैं और उस salt का जो purification होता है that is done on large scale by the process of crystallization. Okay, second comes that the separation of crystals of alum. You must be knowing alum. In our Hindi language it is called as fikri. We use it in our home. So separation of crystals of alum from impure samples. जो impure samples हैं, पूरा mixture है वो, उसमें से अगर आपको alum को extract करना है, so this method, that is the crystallization method, is the best method. Okay, so now the next topic is that we are going to take is that how water purification system in water works. Okay, so in cities drinking water is supplied from water works. Here in our India, this water is being supplied here. Okay, so there are major three steps that are taken. The first one is the sedimentation. Okay, in the sedimentation, what do? We just try that the sediments that are present in the water get settled down in the sedimentation tank. Then the second process is of filtration. Here the filtration of water is done at different levels. Then comes the chlorination. What is chlorination? In chlorination, the water is being made pure, or it is being made such that it can be a drinkable water. इसको हम drink कर सकते हैं. Okay? So this is a diagrammatic representation of the water purification system in water works. We can see that how it works. Okay? So you can see that. So here in this figure you can see that this is a reservoir where the water is being collected, and then comes the segmentation tank. This allows the solids that are present in the water to settle down. Then another tank is there. From this the water is being transferred to this tank, and this tank is a loading tank. Here the segments that suspended impurities need to be cleaned. Then next comes the filtration tank, and after that chlorination tank is there, where chlorine or bleaching powder is being used just to kill the germs, and after that it is being delivered to homes. Okay, so let's study in detail. The first very process is of the segmentation process. What happens in segmentation? You can see here that this is the water reservoir that from where it has been collected. So water that has been pumped from the sources. Okay, so this is the water that has been pumped from different sources. The source can be river, lake or dam, is collected in a large tank, and it is called settling tank. Okay, so from different mode you can see this water is being collected in this segmentation tank. Okay, so this water is left stable for few hours. Okay, आप इसको थोड़ी देर के लिए मतलब इसको छोड़ दिया जाता है. Obviously जो लोग करते हैं वही करेंगे, हम नहीं करेंगे. So thus what happens कि when it is left stable for few hours, the mud, the sand and the other suspended particles settle down in the tank. Okay, the mud, the sand and whatever the impurities or whatever the solid particles are there, that is going to settle down. So if a small, one more thing is very important, कि if a small quantity of potash alum, that is the normal fitkiri which we use in our home, if that is added in the tank, it helps the suspended particles to settle down more quickly. Okay, so वैसे तो आप unstable छोड़ दो तो these particles are going to settle down at any time. But if we want a quick settlement और हमें जल्दी से चाहिए कि impurities settle down हो जाए, so what we need a small quantity of potassium alum, and we need to add that in the tank. This leads to a quick settlement. Okay, so the solids that settle at the bottom of the tank is called segments. Okay, so here you can see in this figure that these solids that are going to settle at the bottom of the segmentation tank, what are they called? They are called as segments. Okay, that is why these tanks are called as segmentation tank. जो solids settle हो रहे हैं उनको हम segments बोलेंगे, और उस tank को हम इसीलिए क्या बोलते हैं? Segmentation tank. So the water over the segment layer is somewhat now clean. It is, you can't say it is purely clean, but it is somewhat now clean because the solid particles from the water has been removed. Okay, so now the water is then passed in the second tank. Here you can see this is the second tank, that is the loading tank. Now the water is being passed in that tank, the loading tank. filtered through layers of sand and gravel. Okay, so segmentation tank से जो water आया उसको layers के form में वो करते हैं, filter करते हैं, और वो layers किसकी होंगी? You can see here very clearly it is water, that is a fine sand, gravel is there, coarse gravel is there. तो sand और gravel के उसमें इसको हम filter करते हैं. Okay, so this method is the adsorption of impurity. In this filtration, what is happening? This is just absorbing the impurities. सारे impurities को वो absorb कर रहा है. Okay, so filtration is taking place. One more thing I would like to tell you that filtration is also done through activated charcoals. Okay, what happens for this? What we need to do is that which affords a better quality water. Okay, filtration अगर activated charcoal से किया जाए तो water की जो quality होती है वो और better हो जाती है. How this activated charcoal is being prepared? Just see that these activated charcoals is a special type of charcoal made by heating ordinary charcoal in vacuum. क्या किया जाता है? जो ordinary charcoal है उसको vacuum में heat किया जाता है तो हमें कौन सा charcoal मिलता है? Activated charcoal मिलता है. Okay, and this charcoal helps the impurities to be holded strongly. अब ये जो activated charcoal है ये क्या करता है? ये अपने अंदर impurities को hold कर लेता है, अपने अंदर वो stick कर लेता है impurities को. इसलिए ये बहुत ही बढ़िया, बहुत better quality of water या बहुत ही pure quality of water filtration यहाँ पे होता है. We use activated charcoal. Okay, so the next method is of chlorination. In chlorination, what is done? The clear water reaches the chlorination tank. You can see in this figure that at last there is a chlorination tank. So after filtration, the water is transferred in this chlorination tank. So here the filtered water is treated with either be treated with bleaching water, bleaching powder sorry, or chlorine. Okay, या तो bleaching powder मिला दिया जाता है पानी में या chlorine को मिला दिया जाता है. तो ऐसा क्यों किया जाता है? This is done just to kill germs. जो भी germs होंगे water में, पानी तो already filtered है, but there are still some germs or some minute worms or particles that will be harmful if we drink it. Sorry. So that germs need to be killed. Germs may be like bacteria, some worms may be there or something. So for that process, this bleaching powder is being mixed, or you can say chlorine is being mixed with filtered water. So this water is now supplied to different houses. अब ये जो water है, that is a drinkable water. Now this water is supplied in different houses. So in India, it is very common that government gives water in our home, although the time period for that water is limited. But everywhere there is a facility in India that government provides water. Okay, so this is the process how the water that from government reaches to us. Okay, so these are the many steps that are being done. That how the water is first collected, then it is transferred to segmentation tank, then filtration is done, then chlorination, and after that it has been delivered to different houses. So students, this was all for today. Here we finish our part 4. This was a very important part of this chapter because we have read two major procedures. The one was how different gases can be obtained from air. It is very important, and this the water purification is also very important. So both are very important, which we have completed today. So now in this chapter only the physical changes and chemical changes and some mixtures, properties and all has been learned that you will be finding in our next video. Okay. So this was all for today. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching the video, and if you have liked it, please give a like button, and if you have not subscribed our channel yet, please do subscribe it so that you can get the daily updates of videos which we upload daily. Which is going to be very helpful for your studies. And this is our app. It is with the name CSCS E-Learning Solutions. You can go in Google Play. You can download it. Here you will find many of the features. There are courses for every classes, class-wise courses are there. You can get the notes also, PDF notes are available, online test procedure is also there. So you can just